Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in wa ala umuri dunya waddin. Wassalatu wassalam ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. High Excellency Mr. Sarif Alatas and Mrs. Deputy Ambassador of Republic Indonesia for Australia, Mr. Wedi Kurniawana and Mrs. Consul General of Republic Indonesia in Sydney, and Mr. Omar Insekara, if I'm not wrong pronouncing your name, and Multi-Control of New South Wales. Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan is the most anticipated time of the year for all Muslims around the world, and so is the occasion of the iftar. Iftar holds special significance during this month, since it is thought to be the most auspicious time of the whole day. And Muslims like to invite each other to have iftar together, and as it increases the virtues and spreads the joys among us. So what? And also Allah has promised us to grant all the prayers during the Ramadans. So, as the fasting person, please make a dua for yourself, and please keep us on your mind as well. Thank you so much. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ihsan Zakir, and I will be your MC for the first part of the programs for tonight. And on behalf of the whole committee, we would like to extend our thanks and appreciation to everyone who have presented in this place to have an iftar dinner with us. Okay, let me start our program with saying Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Insyaallah, by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Allah akan memudahkan dan melancarkan acara kita pada malam hari ini sampai selesai nantinya. Let's be cut short. Okay, I would like to call the brother Khalid. He's a Qari. He's the winner of international Holy Quran recitation in Jakarta before, and he's a Lebanese background. He is welcome, Mr. Khalid.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. أياما معدودات. فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر. وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعاني فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير قالت الأعراب وإن تطيعوا الله ورسوله لا يلتكم من أعمالكم شيئا إن الله غفور رحيم صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, Brother Khalid. You have read a beautiful recitation of the Holy Quran. It's really touched my heart. Hopefully Allah will increase your rank, and the words of Holy Quran has been recited is getting to our deepest heart. I mean, the soul. Okay, dear guests, let's go to the next programs. This is a music performance, a March of FISI, Foundation of Islamic Study and Information.
Andai doamu, mari bergabung FISI.
Terima kasih. Itulah penampilan dari anak-anak muda FISI. Okay, young at heart. Yeah, this group led by Ibu Amin Hadi. This group led by Ibu Amin Hadi. Sekali lagi terima kasih pada FISI group, pada Mars of FISI. Okay, dear guests, the next program is the meaning of Ramadan presentation with Brother Scott Wilson. Mr. Scott Wilson, please welcome. Dear guests, please, Scott Wilson. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As you can see, my name is Scott Wilson. I'm a Muslim revert of 27 years. And my first sheikh was Amin Hadi, so I am indebted to Sheikh Amin for many years of inspiration, learning and education. So, can I hold this one? Oh, that's better. Okay, so we'll go to our first slide. Really close. So what is Islam for our guests and our esteemed neighbours who might have come tonight? Islam means to submit to the will of God. And it comes from the same root word as the Arabic word salam, which means peace. So when we say assalamu alaikum, we're bestowing peace upon our guests or the people we're meeting. And the religion of Islam teaches that in order to achieve true peace of mind and surety of heart, one must submit to God and live according to his divinely revealed law. And a Muslim is one who submits to the will of God. So in Islam we have the 6 pillars of faith: belief in the Almighty God Allah, a belief in his books, the Al-Quran, Bible, Zabur and the Torah. So all the previous scripts which were handed down over time, we believe that the Quran is the final and most perfect revelation. Belief in his prophets, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Nabi Isa, Moses, or Musa as we say in Arabic, belief in his angels Jibreel and Mikael, belief in the hereafter, or the Akhirah, and belief in destiny or qadr. So in Islam, apart from the 6 pillars of faith, we have the 5 pillars of our religion. Number 1 is Shahada. That's the declaration of faith, which when we choose to become a Muslim, we have to declare our faith by repeating the Shahada. We pray 5 times a day, and that is our Salat. And Zakat is our purification of wealth. So in Ramadan, most Muslims choose to give their Zakat of 2.5% of their income during Ramadan because we believe that the benefits and the rewards increased during the month of Ramadan. Number 4 is Siyam, or fasting, which is what we're doing right now. And I have an excuse to talk faster because we're getting close to Iftar. And number 5 is the Hajj, or pilgrimage to Mecca, which we all have to try and do in our lifetime. Why do we fast? Well, the answer was revealed by our brother who did the beautiful recitation earlier. Chapter number 2, verse 283. Fasting was prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you. So when do Muslims fast? So Ramadan is the 9th month of the Hijri calendar, and the name Ramadan comes from the root word Ramad, which means dryness or heat, and we hope during the month of Ramadan that our sins are burnt away from us. So we fast from dawn till sunset. So a lot of non-Muslims are under the belief that we fast from sunrise, but it's actually from dawn, which is at the moment it's an hour and a half before sunrise. So it's when the night is just disappearing, you can see the bare light of day coming through. That is the dawn from which time we fast. So we have fasting etiquette. It's mainly to purify our spirit. So we refrain from blameworthy thoughts and acts. For example, foul language, swearing, vain talk, hurtful behaviour, and during all hours, not just during the daytime. So during the daytime, we're also prohibited from eating, drinking, and sexual activity, and until the iftar time, which is coming up very soon. The significance of Ramadan. The Al-Quran, the Holy Book, was revealed during this month. We have our period of fasting, repentance, optimization of good deeds, increase in iman or faith, and ihsan or sincerity and righteousness, and removal of riyah, which is showing off. We hopefully in Ramadan we purify our heart and our soul, which helps to improve our character. And when we get to the end of Ramadan, after our 29 or 30 days, we celebrate with the festival of Eid al-Fitr, where we have gatherings with families, and we generally go to the masjid together, and we have it makes for a great day. So there are several exemptions from fasting, and these 8 here are for minors, so that's children who have not yet reached puberty. Although it is encouraged from the age of 7 to get your kids to at least fast for half a day and then work their way up. For the aged or the sick and infirm, for those travelling more than 80 kilometres, pregnant women, nursing women, menstruating women, and for those suffering from mental illness. So Eid al-Fitr, as I said, is the end of Ramadan. So apart from our 2.5% zakat al-mal, which we contribute, we also have to pay zakat al-fitr, which is a prescribed amount of money. It's sufficient to feed one poor person. So this year, I think it's deemed to be $17. So for each person in the family, for my family, for example, 4 of us, it's 4 times $17, and that's our zakat al-fitr. The Eid activities on the day of Eid, we will have the Eid prayer in the morning. So you get up in the morning, have a shower, put on your best clothes, and you travel one way to the masjid to pray, and you travel a different route back home. So we visit family and our friends, neighbours, the sick and the elderly. We enjoy the festive meals and modest gift giving, especially to the kids and your family. And the greeting of the day, of course, on that special day is Eid Mubarak. And I think that's my last slide, yeah? Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. Sorry, too loud. Thank you very much for Mr. Scott Wilson for your presentation of the meaning of Ramadan to all of us on this place. Okay, let's go to the next program. Before we go to the Azan of Maghrib and a break of fasting, we have a music performance again, the Khatmil Quran, just a few more minutes before we go to the Azan. Team, please come in. Khatmil Quran. It will be led again by Ibu Amin Hadi, Ibu Samsia Hadi.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Dear guests, we are still going to have a performance of the ladies on the Khatmil Quran, one song. And after that, after you have your fasting break, we are going to have a Maghrib prayer. And after the Maghrib prayer, we all go back to your seats. Go back to your seats before we have a dinner later on. Thank you. Please, ladies.
اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا
Thank you, ladies. It's led by Ibu Yusra. Okay, dear guests, please continue your iftar dinner. Before we go to the main meal, we just eat a snack and nibbles those prepared on the tables, and soon we are going to have a Maghrib prayer. The team, please make it ready for the Maghrib prayer. Thank you.
Your attention please. As the MC told you, please restrain from having meals now. Just wait for a few minutes. We will be there inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening and Ramadan Mubarak. What a wonderful evening we have. I don't know how to express my feeling this evening. To see all of you coming and attending our function. Let me start by acknowledging the presence of our guests. We have Bapak Muhammad Sharif Alatas, Deputy Chief of Mission Indonesian Embassy Canberra, and Ibu Alatas. Mr. Umar Ejekar, Member of Advisory Board, Multiculturalism of New South Wales. I believe you represent the CEO of Multicultural New South Wales. Mr. Nick Catris, Mayor George River Council. Mr. Mayor, we thank you very much for being kind to us, that you always provide for us this hall for our function. Last year we have performed our prayer in this hall too. We have Bapak Ferdi Kurnia Buana, the Indonesian Consul General, and Ibu. And I believe we have some staff from the Indonesian Consulate General. We have some friends who are sitting with you, some representatives of the Islamic organization from ASEAN countries, who few years back we formed a unifying organization. We call it FORSIMA. It is the Forum of Southeast Asian Muslim Community in Australia. We have also with us my friends, leaders and chairman and president of Indonesian community organizations, representing religious, ethnic, and skill organizations. And we have also with us Reverend Tara Carlos from NCCA, National Council of Church of Australia. And of course, the most important part, all of you, our invited guests, brothers and sisters of Indonesian and non-Indonesian alike, who are coming and present to our function this evening. I would like to welcome all of you and thank you for taking time and effort to attend our festival tonight. We call this festival, perhaps it sounds a bit different than what usually you would hear. They call it iftar dinner. We use the word festival deliberately with the aim that we are here not just to have meal, not just to have dinner, but we are here to celebrate our diversity, our multiculturalism as Australian citizens and as people who live in this land, in Australia. This is, in fact, one of the spirit of Ramadan that we experience in Australia. As we also saw on television from media from time to time, that the kind of gathering takes place in many parts of the world, from the north to south, from the east to west. And this is indeed the diversity we have. In fact, it is a unifying factor. Our strength is indeed in our diversity. This is what mentioned in the Quran in the word Rahmatan lil Alamin, a mercy for the world. Islam came to this world to bring peace and harmony between people regardless of their country, their tongue, and their color. Islam strongly motivated us that we are here as part of humanity. This world is here for us to share together. And the best example has been given by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he arrived in Medina. The very first thing he did was to invite people of different ethnicity, different religion. All of them, invite them in the mosque of Medina. Then they form a peace between them to live in harmony regardless of their faith and religion. And conversely, in the early days of Islam, when Muslims in Makkah were persecuted by non-believers, please take note of that. The place they seek refuge was they went to Ethiopia to seek protection from Najashi, king who was Christian. And interestingly, after the king questioned them about their faith and religion, they decided to give them protection in their land. Of course, they don't need to get a visa, a protection visa, like we have here today. But simply because they know their faith, then the king decided to give them the protection. I recall I was once on a trip in Queensland, from Brisbane to Gladstone, very small city in northern Queensland. We were 5, me and my wife, we are Muslim of course, and we have 3 other people. One is Chinese, and second is Dutch, and the third one Indonesian Christian. So we are 2 Muslim and 3 Christian together, travel from Brisbane to Gladstone. In the middle, when we are approaching a small city called Free Road, this small city, we were not sure where to go to get food for us to break the fast for me and my wife. Then we googled where the nearest mosque is. So when we get to the mosque, listen to this, people who are in the mosque warmly welcoming us. We don't mind who are we, and even we are Muslim or some not. We just have a big dinner with them. The only question they ask while we are having dinner is, do you have a place to stay tonight? This is to show others. When you have faith in yourself, you consider others as humanity, your friend, regardless of their religion or ethnicity.
I don't know where she is.
In line with Ramadan spirit, FISI, Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information, undertakes an annual project. We call it $3 Iftar Sa'im. To give food for the fasting people overseas to break their fast. With $3, they can over there have a nice food for dinner. So you can imagine, if you send $30, you will feed 10 people. And you get same reward as the fasting, plus, of course, it is sadaqah, for which you will be rewarded in akhirah, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, this program went well. We allocated and sent money right now. We did already to Papua New Guinea, to West Nusa Tenggara, to Kalimantan, to Bogor, mainly to the orphanage houses. And FISI also collected and distributed funds to be distributed to the beneficiaries. So, Alhamdulillah, this project has taken place and will go on and on. Of course, anyone is welcome to participate. Another project FISI undertaking also is that we do Khatmul Quran. One Quran 30 juz in 1 month. Alhamdulillah, we are doing very well on this one. Now, before concluding my speech, I would like to thank our sponsors and supporters, without which we cannot have this function. No. But they do not want their name to be mentioned because they don't want to lose their reward. So thank very much for them. May Allah bless them and reward them, inshallah. And of course, last but not least, I want to express my high appreciation and thank very much for the FISI team who have been working tirelessly, putting things together to make our events happen tonight. The team is under coordination or chairmanship of Sister Anita Rohaniasi. Where is she? Can she stand up? Where is Anita? Yes. Thank you. It is the motor of this project. Thank you very much, Anita. And also, if the team members are here and around, can you please stand up and wave your hand? We want to see you. Others, team, please stand up. Tim yang lain silakan berdiri yang telah membantu kerja keras malam ini. Silakan berdiri dan mengangkat tangannya. Ya. Thank you very much. May Allah reward you, inshallah. So once again, I would like to thank you, and thank you. Jazakumullah and Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, MC.
That's Dr. Ramin Hadi, the chairman of Foundation of Islamic Studies and Informations. He's not only the chairman, he is a founder as well. Mr. Ramin Hadi, thank you so much for your beautiful speech. And for those who are willing to study about Islam or willing to know, to get some information about Islam, please contact the Secretariat of FISI, Mrs. Anita Rahman. Where is she? There's Mrs. Anita Rahman. She's the Secretary of FISI. Okay, we go to the next program. We have dinner. Please enjoy your dinner that's already on your table. While you are having dinner, we are going to perform other musics. It will be led by Ibu Samsia Hadi. Another group of FISI performance. Ibu Samsia Hadi, where is she? Okay, please welcome.
Sampai puncak kesempurnaannya, buka kegelapan keindahannya, baik sekali perilakunya. Selawat baginya dan keluarganya, selawat baginya dan keluarganya. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ala ali wa sahbihi ajma'in. Balawal ula bi kamalihi, kasyafat duja bi jamalihi, hasunat jami'u hisalihi. وبه نزل القرآن على خير الأنام رمضان به البشرى ومع العسر يسرا وهذا ظنون بالله نحلل اليقين أننا في شهر رمضان هيا فهل من مذكرين هيا عباد الله Ramadan hadirmu anugerah dari Sang Maha Rahman denganmu beribu-ribu dosa dihapuskan semua amalan dilipat gandakan bagi umat Rasulullah
That's okay. Dear guests, that's all the performance for tonight. FISI performance group led by Ibu Shamsia Hadi. And they've been performed a song before. That's FISI. Besides we learn about religion, we also has a music part in FISI. This is a music part of entertainment part of FISI. Dear guests, have you had your order? Everyone has dinner? Who hasn't got dinner yet? Please put your hands up. Who haven't got dinner yet? Everyone has dinner, except me, myself. I haven't got my dinner yet. Okay, dear guests. Okay, I'm going to have my dinner. So I will be replaced by my young successors, Brother Nabil. He's gonna lead us, continue our program for tonight. Brother Nabil, the Prince Nabil. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, Brother Ishan. Please give a round of applause for Brother Ishan. Fantastic job. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Anton Batista, but my Islamic name is Nabil Arafi. I will be your second MC for the second half of our program tonight. I am a Muslim revert and I am a student of Imam Dr. Amin Hadi, like many of us here today. This is my third Ramadan that I am proud to share with you, my brothers and sisters. Today, we are blessed and grateful as we have several esteemed and very important guests joining in our celebration today, Alhamdulillah. The next part of our program tonight will be speeches from our very special guests, who I would like to invite to say a few words to our guests here today. Before I go on, hope everyone's enjoying their food. I know that food tastes much, much better after a long day of fasting, so I hope you've had a chance to enjoy, and especially for my MC friend, have a chance to enjoy your dinner as well. So we're ready for speeches. So, for the first round of speeches, first I would like to introduce Mr. Muhammad Sharif Alatas, the Deputy of Mission, Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia, Canberra, representing the Indonesian ambassador, who was unable to attend as he's currently in Parliament House. Please put your hands together for Mr. Muhammad Sharif Alatas.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang saya hormati Bapak Fedi Kurnia Buana, Indonesian Consul General in Sydney, dan Ibu Fani Buana. Yang saya hormati Bapak Dr. Hamin Hadi, Chairman of the Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information, or we call FISI, beserta Ibu Syamsiah Hadi, Mr. Omar Insekara, Multicultural New South Wales, and also Mr. Nick Catris, Mayor of George River Council, and also I would like to acknowledge the representatives of ASEAN community in New South Wales. And also I would like to acknowledge our dear friend Pak Salut, Chairman, President of IGDN. Thank you. And bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu, rekan-rekan, seluruh masyarakat dan diaspora Indonesia di New South Wales. Selamat malam, a very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to extend a warmest regard from Ambassador Siswo Pramono and his apology for not being able to join with us this evening due to his prior commitment. And he sent his best wishes to all of you and hope that this event will further strengthen the friendship and the harmony of all communities in New South Wales. Dan juga semoga kita semua selalu mendapatkan keberkahan bulan Ramadan ini, insya Allah. It is indeed an honor for me and my wife to be here with all of you to attend this Ramadan night festival to celebrate the holy month of Ramadan, which is the very special month in Islam, a month of blessing. So may Allah bless all of us with good health and happiness during the holy month of Ramadan. And may Allah also accept us all our fasting, and also may holy month of Ramadan bring joy and happiness to all of you, to your family and all communities in New South Wales. In this opportunity, I would also like to express my appreciation and special thanks to Pak Dr. Amin Hadi, Chairman of FISI, for inviting me, and also for the initiative, and also for the organizing this wonderful event. It is my hope that FISI will further play its important role in sharing Islamic value, and also the beauty of the religious tolerance in Islam, to respect and appreciate each other, and also to create religious harmony among us. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank especially to the New South Wales government, Pak Omar, and also Pak Nick Catris, and also all parties involved for the support and also for making this event possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the holy month of Ramadan, you know, is the most important month of Islamic calendar, where Muslims perform self-restraint
spiritual reflection and care for one another by doing good deeds and also charities. This holy month of Ramadan also teaches us to share peace and harmony with our family, neighbors, and also the community, including community with a different background. That's why what we do tonight, with the spirit of mutual respect. Therefore, this Ramadan night festival has been a great opportunity for us to share each other the happiness and joy of Ramadan. As Quran teaches us, we need to get to know each other and to care for one another. The Indonesian Embassy will always support all activities that will strengthen the friendship and harmony among us and strengthen our good bilateral relation and bring both people closer. I look forward to enjoying tonight's event. We have much to celebrate. I will stop my speech. Thank you very much once again. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Alatas. Please give another round of applause to Mr. Muhammad Sharif Alatas. Dear guests, I know we are having a very nice meal, but I invite you to listen to what our esteemed speakers are saying today, as you will have some valuable stories, insights that you can hear if you will be willing to listen. So, thank you very much. Our next special guest, we must thank for allowing us to host the event in this building, next door to the office. Please give a round of applause for your Mayor of the Georges River Council, Mr. Nick Katras.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here tonight with you on this very important occasion. It's great to see so many people enjoying themselves and celebrating the festival of Ramadan. But before I begin, I'd like to present to you the welcome to country. And Georges River Council would like to acknowledge the Bidjigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of all lands, waters and sky in the Georges River area. We further pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people who live, work and meet on these lands. I want to thank Dr. Amin Hadi, the Chair of the Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information, and Ms. Farida Bolono, Vice Chairperson, for inviting me to join you in celebrating the holy month of Ramadan. I'd like to acknowledge here this evening Mr. Muhammad Sharif Alatas, Deputy Chief of Mission, representing the Indonesian Ambassador to Australia, Mr. Siswo Paramono. Also acknowledge the presence of the Indonesian Consul General to Sydney, Mr. Vedi Punawana, and from Multicultural New South Wales, Mr. Omar Asakara and Ms. Dita Yang. Georges River Council celebrates the cultural diversity of our community, including those of Muslim faith who call Georges River their home. It is interesting to note that within our local government area, just over 46% of the population in our local area was born overseas. So we are a truly multicultural local government area. What's more, now, if you look at that 46%, and you look at the population of our local government area, which verges on about 155,000 people, we're talking about 70,000 people being born overseas. What's also very interesting is that over 60% of our population actually speak another language, a second language other than English in their own home. Our Georges River local government area is the home to many different ethnic groups, and we're happy to have more ethnic groups actually come to our Georges River local government area and make it their home. Basically, because most of the people that come from overseas provide a colour of culture. They enrich our social and cultural fabric. And I think I need to tell you that I was also born overseas. I was born on a little Greek island in the Mediterranean called Simi, and when my parents decided to migrate to this wonderful country when I was 3 years old. This wonderful country has provided me with many benefits and many opportunities, so much so that I can address you tonight, this evening, as the Mayor of the Georges River local government area. On very many occasions, I think to myself, how lucky was I that my parents actually picked Australia to make it our permanent home. Here in Georges River, we are guided by the principles of our social justice charter to ensure everyone in our community is respected and valued. We strive to create an environment where all community members feel safe, secure and supported by engaging the community in the decision-making process. Ramadan is a significant holy month in Islamic faith, and I'm honoured to be here to mark the celebration with you. What the fine thread that unites all of us is love and respect, and I think that's really important to acknowledge and to keep in mind that on this planet, on this earth, we humans must enjoy each other, love each other and respect each other. It's wonderful to see so many families come together during this joyful time to feast, pray, give gifts, provide charity and observe this special occasion and this very important festival. I commend the fantastic work that the Foundation of Islamic Studies and Invitation undertakes to bring community together to celebrate significant occasions like today, and I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your Ramadan night festival this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Katras. Please give another round of applause for your Mayor of the Georges River Council. As we continue with our speeches today, I would just ask if the audience can please respect our speakers. We have a very valuable guests here today that are willing to share some words with us, and I please ask that you respect the speakers while they're giving their speeches on stage so that everybody can hear. Thank you very much. As Mayor Katras said, Sydney and Australia is a very multicultural country, which is one thing I love about my home. Our next speaker can certainly attest to this. He is the advisory board member to Multicultural New South Wales. Multicultural New South Wales is a government-led initiative which promotes harmony, cohesion, and equal opportunity for all cultures and backgrounds within our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, please put your hands together for Mr. Omar Isekara. Just as a reminder, please respect our speakers.
Assalamualaikum. Selamat malam, Tuan dan Nyonya. I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, that of the Bidjigal people of the Eora Nation. I pay my respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And I also extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders here tonight. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Sheikh Amin Hadi, the chair of the Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information, and Ms. Farida Balani, the Foundation Vice Chairperson, and their amazing team for hosting this beautiful event. I would also like to welcome Mr. Muhammad Sharif Alatas, Deputy Chief of Mission for the Indonesian Embassy in Canberra, Mr. Bedi Unia Buana, Consul General of Indonesia for New South Wales, and their lovely wives. Also, Councillor Nick Catris, the Mayor of Georges River, and all esteemed representatives of Sydney's Southeastern Asian communities, as well as various faith leaders present today. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm here representing the CEO of Multicultural New South Wales, Joseph Laposta, who cannot be present this evening. Joseph attended the Foundation's Eid Prayers celebration last May and fondly remembers the friendly reception he received. He sends you all his warmest regards. As we gather here to break our fast in the holy month of Ramadan, it is a time for spiritual renewal, reflection, and gratitude. It is also time to grow the friendship between the hundreds of faiths in our state and to acknowledge the contribution Muslims have made and continue to make to the harmony of our society. Ramadan is an opportunity for us to showcase the beauty of our faith to the wider community. This month of fasting and prayer highlights the importance of togetherness, peace, and harmony in Islam. We must take joy in our togetherness at events like tonight's Ramadan Nights Festival and show that charity is not limited to the holy month, but extends throughout the year. Muslims and Muslim communities across New South Wales have always been sort of the quiet achievers. However, during the recent COVID crisis, their charitable nature has been more noticeable than ever before. Many have provided food, groceries, rent assistance, help with utility bills, counselling and referral services to vulnerable people affected by the pandemic. The Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information has also worked tirelessly to share information about the virus and the public health measures designed to counter the spread. They have distributed food and other necessary staples to vulnerable people in the community and have been reached out beyond the Muslim community to provide a seminar about the vaccination that was attended by both Muslims and non-Muslims. As a proud Australian Muslims, we must continue to show the wider community the profound value of our faith. We must continue to work together to deepen the friendship between different faiths in our state and respect and appreciate all the beliefs that flourish in New South Wales. Now, let's not forget that we do live in the most diverse state in the world. New South Wales has a proud history of cultural diversity. More than 2.3 million people in New South Wales were born in over 200 different countries. 50.3% of New South Wales residents have at least one of their parents born overseas. That's half. We come from 250 different ancestries, we speak over 280 languages, and we have over 135 different faiths and beliefs in our state. Multiculturalism is a great jewel of our society, and the Muslim community has played an integral role in bringing about this friendship. Throughout interfaith dialogue and initiatives like the Multicultural New South Wales Religious Community Forum, which Sheikh Hadi is a member of, we have deepened the understanding and appreciation of our different beliefs. Today, as a member of the Advisory Board of Multicultural New South Wales and the only non-Christian on the Advisory Board of Salvation Army, I continue to advocate for interfaith relationships and strive to promote an understanding and acceptance among all cultures and religions. I strongly believe interfaith dialogue is crucial in promoting peace, harmony, and understanding between people from diverse backgrounds. In today's world, where conflicts and misunderstandings often arise due to religious differences, interfaith dialogue is essential in fostering mutual respect and cooperation. One of the primary benefits of the interfaith dialogue is that it helps break down barriers, and this can lead to a better understanding of the challenges faced by different communities and to help find common ground to work towards shared goals. It is incumbent upon us to build bridges of understanding and to promote messages of peace and harmony. I want to especially thank Dr. Sheikh Amin Hadi and his team for their leadership in this area. So I urge everyone here tonight to continue to deepen our interfaith dialogue and build bridges of understanding and work towards a more harmonious and peaceful society. Semoga puasa di bulan ini membawa berkah kebahagiaan yang melimpah. Ramadan Karim. Terima kasih.
Please give another round of applause to Mr. Omar Isikara. Terima kasih. Brothers and sisters, Bapas and Ibu, may I please ask that you try to quiet your voices down when our guests are speaking. I know that we have just enjoyed a nice meal and it's a celebration of Ramadan, but please try to keep your voices down while our guests are speaking so we can hear what they have to say. Thank you. Our next guest is the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia for New South Wales, South Australia and Queensland. Although we're all from different backgrounds, majority of the congregation are from Indonesia. Can I please put your hands together for Mr. Vedi Kurnia Buana.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening. It is indeed our honor and privilege to be here. And of course, I would like to convey our acknowledge distinguished guests also coming tonight. We have here Dr. Amin Hadi, of course, Chairman of Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information, who organizing this very lovely evening, lovely event. Also we have here Bapak Sarif Alatas, Deputy Chief of Mission, Indonesian Embassy in Canberra. And of course we have here Mayor of George River City Council, Mr. Nick Catris, who are always supporting this kind of activities. I believe not only from Indonesian community, but also other communities here in George River City Council. And we have also here Mr. Omar Isikara. He knows Indonesia very well. He's quite often visiting Indonesia, quite regularly ya Pak Omar. Dan saya juga melihat di sini banyak wakil-wakil dari komunitas Indonesia. Ada dari para ICC, Pak Endi, Presiden ICC. Ada juga Presiden IDN, Indonesia Diaspora Network, Pak Saud Muhyiddin. Ada Pak Herman Rahman dari CIDE. Ada dari Suro, saya lihat. Ada wakil dari INASKA dan mungkin banyak lagi yang mohon maaf saya tidak disebutkan satu persatu. And also we have here the community leaders and also representative from other religious background. It also shows the beauty of this beautiful event. That this Ramadan night festival not only celebrating by Muslim but also other component or elements of community here. Ladies and gentlemen, it also shows how Australia is. Australia, that maybe we can call it home, just also mentioned by the mayor, by the from Multicultural New South Wales, that home of the from various background, just like also from in Indonesia. Maybe we quite often heard news from other countries. Many countries, there's many incident, conflict based of the different races and also maybe different religious background. But here in Australia, we quite seldom, maybe no, there's no even incidents based on the racism or from the race or religion. I think this is also a successful of government and also of course your important role to make it happen. So in this beautiful night, this is our duty, your duty, our duty to forge more the harmony between different background. So I think this is very beautiful event. And Indonesia is one of the closest neighbor of Australia. Indonesia also consists of more than 300 ethnic groups, more than 300 language, culture and everything. But we have also Bahasa Indonesia, so people of Indonesia from Sabang until Merauke, we speak in one language. So understanding, the main point is about understanding. If we want to people also respect us, please you also have to respect other people belief, other people background. So tonight we can also showing a reflection, this harmony, especially here in the George River City Council, just mentioned by the mayor. The 45% of the population is from various background. This is beauty of Australia, place you call home. So it's also your duty to keep this situation more respect each other. So without another, I think we want to be long. So I want to convey our sincere appreciation pada Dr. Hadi beserta Ibu dan juga teman-teman semua yang hadir pada kesempatan malam ini. Ini menunjukkan bagaimana suasana harmoni dari berbagai komunitas, berbagai latar belakang agama bisa bersatu dengan baik sekali di sini. Jadi saya minta ini terus kita pertahankan, kita jaga, kita tingkatkan lagi sehingga semua akan mendapat keuntungan, semua akan mendapat benefit dari kondisi yang kondusif ini. Okay, thank you very much for inviting us. I really enjoy and also about the situation here, the vibrant, the vibe is very good actually. Thank you very much. Selamat malam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Buana. Another round of applause, please. Very well said, and also a very nice suit. So as Mr. Buana said, we have continued an interfaith dialogue here tonight, which is some of the theme that we are celebrating throughout Ramadan is respecting other cultures. My family is actually from a different religious background, so this is a very important topic that I'm extremely passionate about. Our next speaker is representing the co-chair of Christianity for Abrahamic Interfaith Dialogue from the National Council of Churches Australia, Reverend Tara Curl-Lewis. Please give a round of applause.
Selamat malam. I wish to pay my respects to the Betical people of the Eora Nation, their elders past, present and emerging, and give thanks for their custodianship of this land that we are on tonight since time immemorial. Salam alaikum. I think Omar has stolen some of the religious leaders' speeches about interfaith dialogue. Interfaith dialogue is a significant thing that happens within the Australian community and has been happening for a number of decades, particularly the dialogue between Christians, Muslims and Jews, the three Abrahamic faiths. Back in 2009, when I was first a member of the National Council of Churches, I met Dr. Amin Hadi. And since then, we have become what I would like to say is good friends. We not only have grown in our understanding of each other's faiths and our practices, but we have grown as friends as part of the Australian community. Interfaith dialogue moves from dialogue to friendship, and a significant part of our friendship is very visible when any community is suffering from some form of persecution. And as I think back over the years, I recall the times when the Indonesian community was trying to recover from the Asia tsunami, and how the churches and the faith communities within Australia gathered together to pray for the people, the victims and the survivors of the Asia tsunami. And then many years later, you may all recall that incident in Martin Place in the Link Cafe. After that incident, many Muslim women said they feared being able to travel on public transport alone. And so people of other religious traditions, and potentially people with no religious traditions, started the I'll Ride With You campaign. And that was a symbol of how we, regardless of our faith, we are united by our common humanity and by being residents and citizens within this vast land today known as Australia. I think that as time goes on, those bridges will continue to be built. As I think of the last 20 years and the celebration of Ramadan across the Sydney metropolitan community, I see how Ramadan has become something that the whole community looks forward to. And there are many small parts of the community, like Lakemba and this night, Ramadan Festival tonight here, where the wider community is invited to participate. The wider community now recognises that a significant part of Islam is this month of prayer and fasting and giving of oneself and to support the poor and others in our community. As we meet at this time, it is interesting to note that the Christian community are in the period, drawing near the end of their 6-week period called Lent, as we reach the festival of Easter, which is the most significant time in the Christian calendar. It is a time for us when we too engage in prayer and fasting, although as a Uniting Church person, it's less fasting and more prayer. So I want to say thank you, Dr. Amin Hadi, and thank you to this community for the warm welcome that I have received and the welcome that I always receive whenever I am in your presence. So thank you, and may you have a blessed Ramadan. And I also bring the greetings of the other Christian churches who are members of the National Council of Churches in Australia. Salam alaikum, terima kasih.
Thank you, Reverend. Please give another round of applause. So, to round off our interfaith dialogue, Abrahamic interfaith dialogue conversation, our next guest is the co-chair of Judaism, representing the Australian Jewish Board of Deputies, Mr. Jeremy Jones. Please give a round of applause.
Salam alaikum. I have to tell you, standing here, it's completely dark. I can't see anybody. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're thinking. I'm beginning. Oh, you didn't have to turn the lights on. It wasn't necessary. I just wanted to say that when you have the feeling in the room so positive, it doesn't matter whether I can make out faces. I know people are here in the terrific spirit of celebrating Ramadan in multicultural Australia. I'd like to pay my respects to the traditional elders of this land and the leaders past, present and future. We've heard many speakers so far talk about the blessing we have of living in Australia. But I want to say something else very personal and share it with you tonight. Amin Hardy is someone I have known involved in interreligious dialogue for more than 20 years. We've travelled to different countries to spread the message that in Australia, people of different religions can live together and anyone can do it with the right attitude if you try. But Sheikh Hardy asked me to speak about fasting, to say something about fasting in my faith. And I must tell you my thoughts. Just over 1 year ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 widely metastasized lung cancer and given 6 months to live. I wasn't meant to be alive past May last year. I'm alive because I think God decided there were important things to do on this earth, and I have to do some of those things. I can't think of any other reason why the medicine should work on me and not for other people. But one thing I cannot do, I am forbidden from fasting, because I have to take medicine on a very regular basis. And I can tell you, I miss fasting. I miss the opportunity to pray in a certain way. I miss the wonderful feeling of cleaning the body and the soul, the wonderful experience of fasting as part of my faith. And I know how wonderful it is for all of you to be able to experience fasting and what comes at the end of each day, togetherness and the prayer in the iftar. Now, I don't want to talk too much about dialogue in Australia, about Jews and Muslims and Christians working together. It's a very living thing. It's there for all of you to see. But even more, it's there for all of you to do. There is not one person in this room who has perfected themselves or their community. Each of us, each day, can think, what can we do to make the world we live in a better place? Who can we work with? Who can we find who shares our view that we have one way of living, but there is a better way for everybody? A fairer society, a more just society, a society where we're not scared of turning on the television news, but want to hear the news, the good news of human achievement and success. So my message to all of you, you have a wonderful organisation in FISI to provide intellectual leadership. There are wonderful diplomatic representatives of Indonesia who've spoken tonight and of other countries who can be part of a global effort. We have the wonderful Mayor of Daughters River here tonight and other civic leaders who do so much. We have religious leaders here who serve their communities. Together, we can every day make a better country and a better world. And I thank you all for being part of that effort. Ramadan Kareem.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Please give a final round of applause to Mr. Jones, please. Your story is truly inspirational, and I thank you for sharing that with us. So we actually have one last speaker tonight, and it's actually just to give a vote of thanks for the event that we've had and the program that we've run here tonight. I'd actually like to invite Anita to the stage, just to give a vote of thanks for all of our attendees here today. Please give her a round of applause.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to our event tonight. I don't really have the text to read it to you all, but from the bottom of my heart, really thank you to all of you who comes tonight to support our event. FISI, Foundation of Islamic Studies and Information, is very happy to welcoming you all to this evening. This is the opportunity for us to show what we've been doing for the last 20 years, and this is just one of our activities. Thank you to Mr. Amin Hadi, the Chairman of FISI, Ibu Farida Bolano, the Vice Chairman of FISI, and the Mayor of Georges River Council, and from far away, our embassy, Mr. Muhammad Alatas, DCM, and the Ibu, and of course, Pak Konjen and Ibu Fani. Thank you so much for coming. And our sister, our brothers, Mr. Jeremy Jones, and anyone who comes, sorry I couldn't mention it, anyone names or every single names. And the most important is FISI team. Would you please all of you come to the stage to take this opportunity to say thank you to our guests. And at the last, thank you to my husband, Philip Shanahan. Novita Liliana, my best friend. She is from the Hillsong Church. And as well, others, a lot of friends over there. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you, Anita. May I invite our distinguished guests to the stage for a photo opportunity? So, brothers and sisters, tonight was a display of our devotion and commitment to Allah and the month of Holy Ramadan as a Muslim community. We hope you enjoyed the lovely food and festivities and look to pass on the joy and significance of Ramadan and share that with your friends, family, and peers. We also welcome you to join us for Isha prayer, followed by Taraweh shortly afterwards. But as of now, that officially concludes our program for this evening. But before we conclude, I know we talked about making noise. This is the one opportunity. Please give a round of applause for yourselves and everybody here today. And a final thanks for our special guests. Thank you, everybody. Terima kasih. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.